I'm 35 years old, married, and this is the first time in my life I'm admitting what I truly feel. If someone from my family ever reads this, they will probably never believe it is me, because I became so good at hiding my emotions that even the people closest to me think I am living a peaceful life. But the truth is, I've spent years quietly mourning the person I could have become. Growing up, I was known as the intelligent girl in school. Teachers appreciated me, relatives praised me, and my parents proudly told everyone that their daughter would become highly educated one day. I loved studying more than anything. Books gave me hope. Education felt like a door leading out of struggle. My parents were not wealthy people. My father worked endlessly, and my mother sacrificed things silently, in ways only daughters notice. I remember watching her wear the same old saris for years, just so my school fees could be paid on time. There were nights when electricity bills worried my parents more than sleep. That is why I never studied for marks alone. I studied because I wanted to change our future. I wanted to work in a good office, earn with dignity, support my parents, and prove that a girl from a struggling family could still build her own identity. But life doesn't always ask what we want. Everything changed when I was in my early 20s. One evening, my parents told me they had found a groom from our community. They looked relieved while speaking about him, almost as if they had finally completed an important responsibility. I still remember my mother saying, "After marriage, you can continue your dreams peacefully." Everyone around me repeated the same thing. He is decent. He has a stable life. You are lucky. Your future is secure. I never said yes happily. But I also never said no, because when you grow up watching your parents struggle every day, guilt becomes stronger than your own desires. I could not gather the courage to disappoint them. Somewhere inside me, I believed marriage would become a partnership where my dreams would still survive. I was wrong. The change did not happen suddenly. It happened quietly. After marriage, my studies became unnecessary. My interest in working became selfish. My opinions became arguments. Slowly, every dream I carried started sounding unreasonable inside my own house. My husband was not the type people would call a bad man outside. That is what makes this harder to explain. He provided food, clothes, and a house. But emotionally, I slowly stopped existing as a person. To him, a wife's duty was simple: take care of the home, cook properly, behave respectfully, and stop thinking too much. Every time I mentioned studying further or finding work, he would laugh casually and say, "Why do you need all that now? Who will manage the house? You already have everything." At first, I argued, then I explained, then I requested, and finally, I became silent. Years passed faster than I realized. My routine became mechanical. Wake up early, prepare breakfast, clean the house, cook lunch, wash clothes, serve everyone, sleep tired, repeat. Some days felt so identical that I forgot what month it was. The strange part is that nobody noticed anything was wrong. Whenever I visited my parents, I smiled normally. I wore nice clothes, helped my mother in the kitchen, and spoke about ordinary things. My parents looked peaceful, believing their daughter was happy. And I could never destroy that peace by telling them the truth. How could I blame them? They spent their entire lives trying to protect me, with whatever understanding they had. In their world, marriage meant stability. They genuinely believed they were securing my future. So instead of speaking honestly, I became an actress in my own life. Even today, relatives say things like, "You are lucky to have such a settled life." And I smile. Sometimes I stand near the balcony in the evening and watch working women returning home carrying office bags, talking on phones, laughing freely, discussing targets, salaries, meetings, and future plans. And for a few seconds, I imagine another version of myself walking among them, a version that never disappeared, a version that completed her education, a version that became independent, A version that did not slowly lock away her own voice just to keep everyone else comfortable. The saddest part is not anger, it is emptiness. Because after so many years of silence, even I stopped recognizing myself. I am writing this confession today because I wanted at least one place in this world where I could finally speak honestly. I do not hate my parents. I do not even hate my husband. But deep inside me, there will always be a quiet pain for the life I was once so close to living. And maybe somewhere out there, another woman reading this will understand exactly what I never had the courage to say out loud.